Now at 6, we have been tracking strong to severe thunderstorms, which are going to be sticking around the next few hours. I'm going to have those details.
Plus, the Carthage mayor wants to hear from any employees who think they've been targeted by police. And Carl Junction voters will decide whether to fund millions in school improvements.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
We're tracking severe weather moving through parts of the area. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. Let's go straight to Chief Meteorologist Doug Eddy.
Yeah, we've already had a round of showers and thunderstorms that have been pushing through the region. We have a tornado watch in effect. This is southwestern Missouri, parts of Kansas. In the orange is a severe thunderstorm watch, tornado watch. Northeastern parts of Oklahoma as well. We have severe thunderstorm warnings in Crawford, also Cherokee County, and southeastern parts of Kansas. We've had one round, a little cluster of really supercells, kind of tracking right through parts of Montgomery County, Lebec County, and then now pushing into southwestern Missouri. This cluster has had the history of producing very large hail, upwards of golf ball size hail. It has weakened a little bit, but still very intense storm, northern Cherokee into Pittsburgh proper. We do have our Skywatch storm tracker out there. We're actually looking north, and you can see those showers and thunderstorms. Don't go out if you don't have to, but the main threat's going to be very large hail as we go through the rest of the evening hours. So what happens now? This is just the first batch that is rotating through. As we continue, look at this. Look at the explosion of thunderstorms back north of Oklahoma City. All of this is going to head toward us as we go through the next several hours. So we still have a severe threat that is sticking around probably until 10 or 11 p.m. this evening. And if you haven't had any rain yet, you will. So we're going to break this all down for you here in just a bit.
See you soon. The mayor of Carthage, Missouri is asking city employees to come forward if they believe they've been targeted or silenced by police. Mayor Dan Reif says this call stems from allegations by Councilmember Tiffany Kosey. Last Thursday, the mayor says he emailed Kosey, giving her until Friday at 5 p.m. to further explain where these allegations are coming from. So an outside investigator could be brought in if necessary. Reif says she has not complied. There are whistleblower protections for employees in the policy manual. There's also a discussion to add to the ethics policy of the city. Tomorrow is Election Day in Missouri and Oklahoma. Voters in both states will head to the polls to fill various local offices. In Missouri, polls open at 6 a.m. In Oklahoma, they open at 7. Polls in both states will remain open until 7 p.m. You can find more information about the elections on our website, koamnewsnow.com/elections. Carl Junction voters tomorrow will decide whether to fund more than $18 million in school improvements. KOAM's Anthony Saviello takes a look at Proposition Kids.
Carl Junction School District says they hope to make some improvements throughout their schools. A vote on Proposition Kids on April 2nd could make that hope become reality.
Is really just a widespread issue that covers a lot of things that have been on our list to tackle for several years, that now we can get them all accomplished all at once.
The bond does not increase nor does it decrease the current tax levy. The bond would extend the tax levy set to expire in 2034, another 10 years.
That's how we keep updating our buildings, keeping our buildings safe for our students. In 2044, if this school district, I'll be long retired by then. If they think they're going to pay their debt off in 2044, I'm going to be knocking on the door, because that's how schools keep their buildings safe for their kids and up to date for their students.
One of the biggest impacts the passing of the bond would have would be on the school athletic program. The current baseball and softball fields, as well as the practice soccer field, would be upgraded to turf. Chelsea Leggett is the Carl Junction archery coach. Over the past several years, her program has grown. If Proposition Kids passes, she says her athletes will finally have their very own facility to practice in. Superintendent Cook says the bond would also allocate funds for additional projects.
Has some safety issues all across campus, where we'll put a film on all of our entrances that'll help protect if we have any kind of danger that comes in, an intruder or storms, and some HVAC and some roofing things and other renovations.
While the school district says they are confident this bond will improve their facilities, the decision will lie with the public vote on April 2nd. Reporting in Carl Junction, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Pending voter approval tomorrow, construction is slated to begin during the summer with completion scheduled for the start of the 2025 school year.
3, 2, 1.
This ribbon cutting in Carthage today celebrates the opening of a new center for family fun. It's called G3. It has bowling, an arcade, a playground, a ninja tag course, and trampoline, with plans for mini golf and go-karts in the future. Visitors can buy individual tickets, and the facility can also be booked for parties and other events.
We're trying to bring the family unit back together, which is something that we've already started to achieve. We've been open for a month now. We've already seen families come as a unit and doing things together.
G3 has actually been open for a month, but it held its formal ribbon cutting ceremony today. Another big local signing day. John's going to have details on a couple of Girard athletes taking their game to the next level. That's going to be later in sports. But up first, today is a deadline for free FAFSA applications. We're going to explain a frustration for some local students. Today is the priority deadline for the free application for federal student aid, also known as FAFSA, for colleges all across our nation. But this year's process has already seen months of delays. KOIM's Samantha Walker visited MSSU to look at the impact on students.
It seemed like every time I checked, it was coming later and later. So it was a little more stressful this year for sure.
The FAFSA process looks different for students and colleges across the nation. The previous application was overhauled to be made simpler and make more students eligible for aid. But the new system has been met with months of delays.
The delay from October 1 to January 1 certainly has put us back in our processing time as it has with any other school in the country. Our students were able to begin applying at the first of the year.
When the application was made available, hundreds of thousands of applications had to be redone after they were found to have calculation errors. People also reported bugs and other issues with the site.
So it's a little more difficult for us to get award packages out to students as quickly as we normally would because everything is delayed as a result as well. So we're hoping to get those out later this spring.
For students, the delays in knowing what aid they might receive is an added stress.
And so concerns about, if FAFSA's delayed, are the other scholarships maybe I'm going to apply for, I usually get, are those going to be understanding of those delays? Am I going to get, am I going to lose a scholarship because FAFSA's late? That was stressful for me.
The MSSU Financial Aid Department says student scholarships from the university will not be impacted by the delays. The director of the office says they are receiving more and more student FAFSAs, and they will continue to work on processing them. Reporting in Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOIM News.
The MSSU Financial Aid Office recommends students and families come to them with any questions they might have about filling out the FAFSA. A little bit later, Major League Baseball action. John's going to have the latest from the Royals and Cardinals.
Plus, we continue to get strong to severe thunderstorms increasing. In fact, these will increase even more over the next few hours. Details coming up. Well, of course, we've been tracking strong to severe thunderstorms over the past several hours. Everybody, pretty much the entire viewing area, is under some form of a watch. I do think Delaware and Benton County and our southern counties will go into at least some type of a watch as we get deeper into the night. Our far western counties are starting to get into the clear, but still severe thunderstorm watch. Everybody in the purple tornado watch until 11 p.m. We still have severe thunderstorm warnings. Crawford, Cherokee, which will those will expire in 1 minute. And then we have severe thunderstorm warnings in Barton, Vernon, Cedar, and Dade County in southwestern parts of Missouri. These have mainly been producing very large hail, still a very high potential of severe weather tracking out of Oklahoma as we go through the next several hours. And this is only round one. So Joplin South, you really haven't seen anything, but you will as we get into the overnight hour or deeper into the evening hours. But this is cluster number one. You can see it's kind of ticking up a little bit now as it gets into southwestern parts of Missouri. So let's zoom in here so you can see just east of Lamar. That's where our hail core is, lifting northeast, eventually into northern parts of Dade County and parts of Cedar County, and then very heavy rain extending along I-49 from Nevada down toward all the way to Lamar and then all the way back to Pittsburgh on the backside of this storm. That's where our Skywatch storm tracker is. We have Tanya Bach out there. She can kind of tell us real quickly about what you guys have seen over the past couple hours.
That's right. Thanks, Doug. We're kind of, like you said, at the bottom part of this cell. We're seeing an occasional lightning strike here or there. We are south of Pittsburgh, close to the Ford dealership on Highway 69. That's kind of as far as we could get. Earlier, we were in Labette County, where we did experience some hail, and then we caught back up with it here, where we're at the tail end of the storm. But it's starting to lighten up a little bit here, so I think it's moved on from this area, this particular storm.
Well, I appreciate it, Ms. Tanya Bach, of course. We're going to try to keep you guys safe, but we have more thunderstorms which are going to be blowing up as we go through the rest of the overnight hours. Check this out. So here's the hail track from that supercell. I mean, there was baseball-sized hail in Montgomery County, and then it's weakened a little bit. Now it's picked up a little bit out across Barton County, but this is what I'm really focusing in on. North of Oklahoma City, all of this right along the front is moving northeast, and this is going to affect the Joplin Metro and south as we get through the next several hours. So that severe threat sticks around until at least 11 p.m. tonight. Here's 8 p.m. Again, the overall main threat is large hail and gusty winds. We can't rule out a random tornado or two, especially as these storms work in later on tonight, because the atmosphere actually gets a little bit more unstable as we go through the night. Thunderstorms along the I-44 corridor, strong to severe. Here's 9:30 p.m. The biggest storms getting out of here by 10 or 11, and then we just kind of go into periods of showers and thunderstorms for the rest of the night. But if you're overly worried about the severe threat, that sticks around for the next couple hours. All right, strong southerly winds are going to get stronger, switching out of the northwest tomorrow, so we're going to have real strong northwesterly winds, and much cooler temperatures are going to be rotating in behind this storm system. In fact, we start the day with morning showers, but check this out. By the afternoon, high temps only right around 50 degrees. All right, thunderstorms tonight, morning showers tomorrow, 55 Wednesday. We do warm back up, 64 on Friday, 73. The weekend looks great. Rain chances on Sunday.
If anybody has images, that is photos or video of that golf ball, the possibly baseball-sized hail.
Numerous pictures sent in.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take a look at those.
Yes.
Thanks, Doug. Hey, the Chanute Fire Department wants to remind businesses and residents in the area of 35th Street that the storm sirens are still not working. The fire department is working on that problem. They also urge residents to stay weather aware, make sure they have multiple ways to receive any weather warnings. Still ahead, a rematch of last year's national championship in the NCAA women's basketball tournament, and 2 high school seniors at Girard signed to become college athletes. John Dales has those stories and more coming up next.
Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. High school track and field season just beginning in southeast Kansas, and today 2 standouts from Girard signed commitments to join 2 of the top programs in the country at the Division II level. Girard High School seniors Brandon Bishop and Gabe O'Neilio signed their national letters of intent this afternoon. That guarantees they'll compete at the next level. Bishop is joining Pitt State's track and field team. O'Neilio signs with Adams State cross country and track. Now those are each 2 of the top programs in Division II athletics. These 2 Trojans are ready for the challenge.
I went over there and I love the facility. It was really nice. All the coaches were good, and it's one of the best programs in the country, which led me to my decision. It's just a good program. I want to be a part of it and get better there.
Competition causes you to rise to a higher level, so being surrounded by people who want the same things as you and value work ethic and that sort of thing, I just think it's great for bringing the best out of yourself.
Over to college basketball, the men's Final Four is set. By the end of tonight, the same will be the case with the women's tournament. The Women's Elite Eight has 2 final games this evening, beginning with a rematch of last year's national championship. 3-seed LSU faces 1-seed Iowa. The Tigers won by 17 last April. This evening, the winner advances to the Final Four. Game just tipped off at the top of the hour over in Albany. Now, the final Elite Eight game takes place between the USC Trojans and UConn. If the Huskies win, both their men's and women's teams will be represented in the Final Four. They could join NC State in that regard. The game between UConn and USC tips off at 8 o'clock tonight in Portland, Oregon. Major League Baseball season is less than a week old. Both the Royals and the Cardinals lost their first series of the year, but have a chance to turn things around tonight. We'll start with the Royals. They take on the defending AL East champion Orioles. That game just got started a little bit under an hour ago, and KC currently leads that game 1-0 in the third inning. Michael Wacha is the starting pitcher for the Royals this evening. Kansas City trying to get back to 500 with a win tonight. Then the Cardinals remain in Southern California after losing 3 out of 4 to the Dodgers to begin the season. The Redbirds head to Petco Park in San Diego. Kyle Gibson, the expected starter for the Cardinals tonight. It's his first start of this 2024 season. Padres are 3-3 this year. First pitch in that one scheduled for 8:40. Back to that women's basketball tournament game. Two of the biggest stars in women's college basketball, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, going at it tonight.
Wow, that'll be exciting to watch.
Should be
And a
fun.
lot at stake for sure. An update on the severe weather just ahead.
State Hero.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 tonight. The CDC warns of a spike in cases of measles. Plus, a new study looks at how much money we're going to need to make to buy the average home in today's market, how much you'd have to make, and prepare yourself for a double dose of cicadas this year. Those stories, a lot more, of course. It's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Friends of the Joplin Public Library open a new chapter on their annual Spring for a Book fundraiser. The event coincides with National Library Week. Funds raised during the event will go toward buying new books to add to the circulation, specifically for the library's Lucky Day collection of high-demand books. The library's director had plenty to say about the importance of the library as a public resource.
To read is always important. Getting people to come into the library and utilize, not only our books, but our other resources are vital too. So in addition to books, we also, we have meeting rooms that people can book. We also have passport facility acceptance services. You can get your passport here. We have, our Library of Things collection where you can check out a pickleball kit. You can check out puzzles. You can check out any sort of thing, that you just might want to try out or have for a short period of time. So the library resources are very important.
That fundraiser runs through April 14th. Go to KOAMnewsnow.com for more information. We are tracking that severe weather. More on its way.
We are. Yeah, we've had one round of thunderstorms, mainly along and north of I-44. We still have that severe thunderstorm warning parts of Barton into Cedar and also Dade. But I want you to notice what's happening back in northeastern Oklahoma. That is round number 2, which is going to be pushing in. So severe weather sticks around for the next several hours. We will, if need be streaming on the KOAM YouTube. So if things really get worse, we'll be doing that.
Stay with us and we'll keep you informed as needed. The final sports note.
Missouri Southern softball player Kara Amos named the MIAA Hitter of the Week after the Lions have won 4 in a row.
Well, congratulations. Thanks for joining us. Please do be careful out there and let's make it a great evening.